So, to begin with, let me quickly introduce myself. You already know my name. I was born and raised in Kolkata, but I have been staying in Pune for the last 10 years. I am a communication coach and a soft skills trainer by profession. I'm also a TEFL certified spoken English trainer and a certified life coach. YouTube is the new journey that I have started on, and this is extremely, I would say, satisfying. And I'm also enjoying every bit of it because it helps me to interact with people like you, and I get so much of love and support from all the learners out there. So, this is one journey that I'm thoroughly enjoying. And whenever I get some free time, I love traveling. I love to cook, and I spend a lot of time with my friends, family, and my cats. So that's a little bit about me. If you have any specific questions about me, I would love to answer them.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Glad to hear that about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so shall I introduce myself as well?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So my name is Mandisha. I'm from UP. I have completed my post graduation from Urdu subject. My hobbies I love reading, speaking, traveling, as well as I'm running YouTube channel Fluent Mandisha. That's all.
Wonderful. That's great. I have completed my graduation from Urdu subject. No, in Urdu. I have completed
In
my graduation in Urdu.
in Urdu subject. Thank
Urdu
you.
language is a better word because Urdu is not a subject, it's a language.
Yeah, it's language
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, you're
wonderful.
right.
Great. Mm-hmm. All
I'll
right.
keep in mind. I'll keep in my mind this thing. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Great. Most welcome. All right. So, Mantasha, tell me, how did you start YouTube? What inspired you to start YouTube?
What inspired me, like women on YouTube, they are having conversation and they're speaking.
Mhm.
Firstly, I would say Yashoda ma'am. She
Hmm.
is very popular. So
Yes.
they are the one that inspired me a lot to
Hmm.
start my journey of
Absolutely. Yes.
creating
Yes.
creating channel.
Wonderful. That is great. Yashoda is fantastic. She was in my classes for a very brief period of time, and she is very hardworking. I really love how, how down to earth she is, and how hardworking she is. She used to tell me that, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I start with all my house chores, and then I devote time to English and to my YouTube channel. I think she's doing a phenomenal job and I'm so happy for her. And you're right when you say that YouTube is really having a bunch of strong and wonderful women who are handling their families well, and they are also finding time out for themselves, for learning the language, and also for putting out content on YouTube. Like one of my other students, Sunita, she is a fantastic example of how multitasking a woman can be. I mean, Sunita is one of the, I would say she's one of my favorite students till date, although she has completed her course a long time ago. But I feel so happy looking at her and seeing her improve every single day, and the kind of effort that she puts in, not only to her channel, but also to maintain her family, to take care of her kids. I think these bunch of women that you are talking about on YouTube, they are really doing a fantastic and phenomenal job. I think Karishma, Rajni, all of them are doing fantastic, and very rightly stated. I love it when you said that, these women have inspired you. Great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you are
Okay.
also very nice speaker, good speaker, I would say. I really like the way you speak.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Okay, so Mantasha, tell me this. What are your plans for future? What is it that you want to achieve in life?
What I want to achieve, I want to get the fluency in this language,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as I want to learn some skills related online skills. Fine, like this is what I wanted to learn if I'll
Mm-hmm.
get the laptop. Yeah, after a couple
Uh-huh.
of days I'll get the laptop, so I'll start my journey of learning online skills.
Online skills. So when you say online skills, do you mean technical skills or
Yeah,
non-technical skills?
technical skill.
What kind of skills are you interested in?
Yeah,
IT or
typing
non-IT?
work. I like typing work as well,
Hmm.
and there are lots of skills. I don't know much about it, but I am very keen to learn it.
Wow, wonderful. That's great. And okay, that's great. What are your hobbies, you said?
I said I love traveling
Hmm.
and speaking, reading as well.
Hmm. Speaking, reading. Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of books or what kind of material do you like to read?
I like fictional and non-fictional as well. Emotional books. I really like it. Yeah.
Right. So, what are some of your favorite books? Fictional only. I don't like non-fiction, to be honest.
Yeah, so I like there is a book Rich Dad Poor Dad
Hmm.
and the 11 Rules of Life by Chetan Bhagat. It is also a really nice book. And self-help book. There are self-help book I have read
Hmm.
till time. Yeah, I
Hmm.
would say. Yeah, this is what I would say. And there is also this is the book Atomic Habit.
Ah,
I really
lovely
like.
book. I have listened to it because I don't like reading non-fiction. So I have listened to Atomic Habit and it's fantastic. Like it's a life-changing book and everybody should read it.
Yeah, the Alchemist book as well. It's very
Oh my God,
inspiring.
that's my favorite. I
Yeah,
recommend it
I
to
have read it.
everybody. Alchemist is one of the most wonderful books to read. I had recommended it to Sunita, and I remember she had made a few videos also on Alchemist. So it's a beautiful book, and everybody should read it.
Yeah, I have read and I have planned to read again second time. It's very inspiring.
It is absolutely. I read Alchemist, to be honest, when I was in school. Okay, when I was in class 10th or 11th, I read Alchemist for the first time. And last year, 2024, September, I reread that book because I was like, okay, it's been a long time. Now I think I should just reread it and go through it once again to remind myself of the nitty-gritties that I had learned from that book. And so that is one of the most fantastic pieces of work.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So Mantasha, what questions do you have for me, or do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I have one
Mhm.
question.
Sure.
That sometimes what's happened, it's about English,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I feel scared because whenever I get some advanced topic, so I get fumble a lot on those topic.
Hmm.
So
So
what
how
is
do
the
we deal with
solution of
that?
it? Yeah.
Okay, all right. So before we move on to that, a quick correction. We don't say, so what's happened? What you wanted to say was, what happens is, so it's a general thing that you are talking about. What happens, not what's happened. Okay?
What happened? It is
What happens? So,
what happened.
Mantasha, generally what happens is that whenever I want to speak on an advanced topic, I feel nervous.
Okay, whenever I feels I just talk on advanced topic, I feel nervous. This is what I feel.
Okay. So when you say advanced topic, can you give me a couple of examples? What are the topics that you are talking about?
Yeah, it is politic sometimes related politics. All the time I get struggle.
Related to politics. But why do you have to talk about politics all the time?
Like what happens sometime we I am just repeating that word. What
Hmm.
happened? What happens? I have to say this.
Good. Yes.
Yeah. What happens that whenever we discuss on group these kind of topics, so they have more idea about it, much knowledge.
Hmm.
I get it struggle. I feel I am not speaking much. I also want to speak more than them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, what happens is generally, whenever you want to talk about any topic, right, your knowledge or your idea about that topic needs to be solid for you to speak more and speak confidently, right? Now, if you are not somebody who is interested in politics, who is not, following politics a lot, I'm also such a person. I don't follow politics. I don't
Mm,
know much about politics. But if I have to talk about politics as such, I would always try and talk from a very generalized point of view. And I would talk about my personal opinion. If I can stick to these two things, instead of getting into nitty gritties of who the education minister is or who the transport minister is, then I can talk a lot. For example, I can talk about the different aspects of politics, like how there are different sectors of the government that takes care of different things in the country: roads, transport, railway, um, normal public transport, right? Education. These are all handled by government. Healthcare, right? Now, you or I, we don't know much about politics in details, but we know that the government handles these sectors.
yeah.
And we have a fair idea about how these sectors are doing individually. We know government schools are not preferred much. We know government medical system is not preferred much by people, which means government is not doing a good job there in these sectors, right?
Yes.
So we can talk about that. We can make a comparison. We know a little bit that in foreign countries, government medical services are great, transport systems are great, right? We also know that in countries like US, UK, people get benefits from the government if they cannot work. There is something called social security, there is something called disability benefits, right? If you know these things in general, you can form a lot of content while speaking instead of getting into nitty gritties or numbers. What people try and do is they try to complicate everything with numbers and technical terms that common people will find difficult to understand. So always try and see how you can give examples, how you can do a little bit of storytelling while talking about subjects or topics that you are not very confident about. Ki, okay, I don't know a lot about this topic, so how do I manage it? I can talk about my personal opinion. I'm free to give that opinion, right? Under any circumstances.
Yeah, that's
I can
true.
also talk about the fact that I'm somebody who does not enjoy politics. I don't like to get into the nitty gritties. I don't like reading newspapers for 2 hours in the morning. I don't like listening to news items, for 45 minutes a day. We can talk about that as well,
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So
that's
always
true.
look at it from a generalized perspective and talk about your personal opinion. Then you would automatically feel confident because you're talking about yourself and you know yourself. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much.
perfect. You're most welcome, Mantasha. Anything else that you wanted to ask today?
Yes, how's your experience about this language? How long
My
have you been
experience.
teaching and
Mhm.
what do you think? How can we get the fluency as you are speaking? I really like this way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I have been teaching for about 6 years or a little above 6 years now. And my experience with this language has been absolutely fantastic. As a child, I loved English as a subject. Literature was my favorite subject, and I think one of the subjects in which I used to score the highest marks. And when I started my speaking journey, that was only after college or from college life, right? That's when the speaking journey started. So that's when I realized that in India specifically, English as a spoken language is not given much importance in your early years, wherein it should be opposite. Because
Yeah.
you're learning the language as a kid, It should have more importance, but that doesn't happen. Why? Because most of the times we used to speak in our vernacular language, although we are studying English, but in school, in our homes, in in our tuition classes, in our comfort zones, we always used to speak in Hindi or Bengali, which used to be our vernacular, right? So we never got that chance to practice and make ourselves comfortable with the English language. Now, when I came to college, that's when I realized that, oh, I used to score like almost 90s in English, and I am not confident speaking the language. Why is that? That's when I started thinking. And back then, when I was in college, it was 2006. So we were not so internet savvy. We never had 4G 5G internet at that time. There were no Android phones or anything. So all I could do was take help of my roommates, because I used to stay in a hostel. We all used to talk together, and we had time set for ourselves that, okay, for these many hours in a day, we will definitely speak in English, because we all had to practice, because we had to crack interviews, right? We started watching movies every single day, English movies, English web series. And that was an amazing experience. That's why I say that the best way you can learn is by entertaining yourself, and not just pushing yourself to learn a new word or learn a new phrase, right? Um, I used to read a lot, so that helped a lot, significantly. And then I started thinking to myself and talking to myself in English constantly. I never used to have thoughts, my personal thoughts in Bengali or Hindi. I chose English as the language, and I used to practice with myself. That's how I was able to gain fluency. And then, thankfully, since then, I have always been in environments where English has been the mode of conversation. I always used to work, when I was in the MNCs, I used to work for US or UK shifts. So I had to speak to foreign clients every single day. So that again made me very comfortable with the language. And that's how I gained that experience. So that's why I keep telling my students, listen to movies, videos from native speakers. People generally give up. Oh, it's very difficult, their accent and this and that. My God, you can adjust the speed, you can rewind, and you can listen to them. But it will at least give you the flow. It will help you comprehend better, right? So those were the things that I did, and my journey has been absolutely fantastic. I still love the language, and this is my day in and day out job that I do. So yeah, my journey with English language has been fantastic.
It was really amazing, tremendous after hearing you. That's
Thank
very
you.
nice.
Thank you so much, Mantasha. It was very nice interacting with you as well. I hope you do great at everything that you want to achieve in life, and do well. You have my Skype ID. If you ever have any question, feel free to send it in. And in future, we will try and connect once again.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
You're
connecting.
most welcome. Thank
Mm,
you.
yeah.
Bye. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye. Take care.